Mara Jade was always a controversial topic, but at the very least you couldn't deny the impact that she had on Luke Skywalker's life until canon arrived and completely erased her from the picture. And you can feel that this Luke Skywalker in this canon is a completely different person without her. Mara Jade meeting Darth Vader for the first time. And in Star Wars Tales issue number 1 and 2, it is one of the brief times that they went up against each other. Issue number 1 starts with Darth Vader arriving on Coruscant, where of course nobody was expecting the Dark Lord of the Sith. No one else did except for the Emperor, who was playing at Darth Vader's ego. He kneels in front of the Emperor, and of course this was post-Order 66, so eliminating the remaining Jedi was a priority. Vader desperately hunted them, even those who are in hiding. At this point, Vader is obsessed with finding Obi-Wan Kenobi, but he would find the next best thing. Vader's emotions trembled when the Emperor informed him that yes, one has been found. Vader has a question as to how, because he has eliminated many, but his searches hadn't found any others. Your searches, says the Emperor, yes. However, the pawns at my disposal are numerous, as we see a silhouette of a woman standing by the right side of the Emperor Palpatine. Literally, the right hand. Vader, of course, knew this woman. It was Mara Jade, and she knew exactly who he was too, Darth Vader. So this is the first time we fans see in the comics them meeting, the father of Luke Skywalker and the wife of Luke Skywalker. Yes, says the Emperor, I believe you know each other, but Mara Jade can be very resourceful in ways that you are not, Lord Vader. Is that so, Mara? It's kind of weird that the sexual innuendos in this dialogue that Palpatine throws out there, they're just crazy. This is kind of what I miss from Legends comics. The writers were just insane. They didn't even care. She explains how she got to the information she did. On the coffin system, a man tried to escape, and there was a whisper of a dark woman. Vader and Palpatine knew exactly who she was, and Vader was overjoyed to discover that she was finally discovered and he should be the one to eliminate her. But Mara Jade, of course, thought differently. She thought that the Emperor's hand found her and she should eliminate her. But Vader has a great point. He says that your meager Jedi training is not enough for the Dark Woman, and that only the power of the dark side will destroy her, meaning himself. Palpatine at this point intervenes, says enough to both of them. The decision is mine. He will not have these rebel upstarts using the Jedi as a rallying symbol. They must be hunted to extinction, says Emperor Palpatine, and that Vader will do this task for the Emperor. Of course, Mara Jade yields, and Vader vows to not fail his master. Oh, Palpatine knows, alright. Vader was solely responsible for the destruction of the Jedi, and he won't fail this time either. These comic panels are very telling because at this point, both Mara Jade and Vader are vying for the attention of one man, the biggest, baddest Sith in the galaxy, Emperor Palpatine. What's interesting is that this shows you, these comics and the movies show you how persuasive and powerful the goodness, the light side of Luke Skywalker was. He not only destroyed Emperor Palpatine, but he got both Vader and Mara Jade to his side. His father saved his life, and Mara Jade went on to marry him, become his wife, and they procreated even, made children. So it shows you that the light side is so much more powerful than the dark side in many different facets and in many different ways. And issue number 2 kind of exemplifies this with the Dark Woman. This is what I mean when I say in Legends there was such interesting, deep thought level writing. You're gonna literally see with the Dark Woman how she uses the light side to her advantage and doesn't fall prey to the dark side, doesn't fall prey to fear. She is a strong woman, and she literally shows Vader he is wrong. So Vader's shuttle goes on to land on the planet, and he tells the 2 stormtroopers to remain with the ship and that he will go alone. Now as Vader makes his way, the Dark Woman already feels the presence of Vader, and she stands up. But you can feel that the force is flowing through everything on this planet. Every inch serves kinda the Dark Woman. The aesthetic is pleasing and wonderful, but not for Vader. Vader was unnatural, and this natural setting literally bothered Vader to his core. A beautiful flower catches the attention of Vader, but it is a dying species, says the Dark Woman, one of the last of its kind, reminding him of the Jedi Order and the Jedi that remain. So few exist anymore, says the Dark Woman. It must be patient, and when it's time to spread again. Extinction is the natural order of things, says Vader. Weaker species are replaced by stronger ones. You see, as I said earlier, even the dialogue is so wonderful and so intelligent that this woman doesn't persuade Vader outright. She just plants seeds in his mind. Of course, in the end, Vader can't take it anymore as he pulls out his red blade and tries to kill her once and for all. His plan, of course, doesn't work out right because the Dark Woman wields a purple lightsaber too, and her hilt is very, very interesting. So this fight is one of the more interesting ones. It's a natural setting, as I said, flowers and trees, and we see that the Dark Woman even has the control of some of the plants. She controls them with the dark side. But to be honest, one of the craziest fights I've seen in a comic panel, because in this comic, the Dark Woman is very athletic, very smart, but Vader shows his prowess too. He throws objects at her with the Force. She uses vinyls to grab him and try to subdue him, but Vader's strength prevails. Just look at this jump by Vader. He kind of looks like Batman in this image, which is pretty cool. He shows his prowess with only one hand. He almost gets that lightsaber out of her hand. The Dark Woman is sneaky too, tries sneak attacks, and removes Vader's lightsaber from his hand. But it's just not enough. Vader's strength overpowers the Dark Woman in the end. Vader tells her that her might is nothing compared to his as he approaches with his red blade. Instead of hitting her, he cuts down the ancient tree, and using the Force, he crumbles down the tree on her, leaving her completely incapacitated. With her last dying breath, she tells Vader that it needn't be this way. Vader is convinced there is no escape from the dark side. Is that what you believe? Says the Dark Woman. It is too late, says Vader as he raises his red blade. And this is years before Obi-Wan, by the way. As he goes to strike her down, she has already disappeared. He picks up her robes only to see them empty. Vader, a faint whisper behind him. He turns frightened and he sees the ghost of the Dark Woman. Behold, says the Dark Woman, what you have wrought. Do you now see, says the Dark Woman, your might is nothing compared to mine. Remember, Skywalker, even a faint light shines brightest surrounded by darkness. As Vader tries with his mortal ways to swing at the ghost, but the ethereal plane is something else and he can't hit it. With that, the Dark Woman simply vanishes, leaving Vader only with his thoughts, leaving Vader embroiled by the dark side and surrounded by his failure to kill the Dark Woman. He passes by the beautiful flower he had encountered earlier, and he moves on. He moves on towards the Emperor and towards the dark side. Alas, for the Emperor, it was a successful mission. Whether the Jedi had been killed or not, one less Jedi remained in the galaxy. You see what I'm talking about? You see what I mean? Legends Tales, baby. Star Wars Tales issue number 1 and 2 has this story for you. This is what I want from the canon comics. Stop getting us into continuation of other comics. We should read this comic because the Crimson Dawn is coming. This is just a single story enriched with intelligent conversation, demeaning the dark side in the most beautiful way with the light side. Why can't we have this? It's sad. But it's sad when you read these stories. But yeah, leave all your thoughts down below. Thank you guys so much for watching.